Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible. This episode, Waxy Wade loves jacking bowers with pineapples, defends Tepes, and forces his friends to rate rascals. Ballister Bob loves drilling deep holes, crashes on a cannibal, and is unimpressed by the undead. Martian Mark bucks up for Black Day sales and gets aroused by ennobled aliens and Arnie. From ruined apertures to wet wallowits, yes, it's time for Movie Villain Awards. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Distractible. I'm today's host, Wade, because I am just so good at telling short, terrifying stories. If you've never joined us before, one of us hosts, the other two compete for points, and the person with the most points, typically, at the end gets to host the next episode. The games, the rules, the points are all arbitrary. The host decides how it works, within reason. I'm joined as always by Mark and Bob. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
This guy, Bob, asking us how we are.
Yeah. What?
Glad to hear it.
I'm good.
Great. Thank you for that normal human response.
That's what they call me, normal human Bob.
I'm good too. Not that anyone asked.
No, nobody asked.
That's fair. I should have. That's my bad. I will immediately remove points from myself.
Thank you. It doesn't make it better though.
You lose a lot of points when you host.
You usually do. You guys don't take them from me, so someone's gotta.
What do you want to know, man? What do you want to know? Lay it on me.
What's new in your lives? Small talk me. How's it going? What you got going on?
If I say movie stuff, will it lose me points?
No. I think Bob and I agreed it's only lenses so far that lose you points.
Well, I guess I could talk about lenses a little bit.
Please make my day.
God, don't do that. Those two, I felt that.
I should have just answered that in the last one. One sentence follow up. Please.
I heard the doorbell ring. Please. That would make everything instantly scary. Ugh. Should I talk about lenses?
Do you have new lens stuff to talk about?
No, but I wasn't talking about using them when I was doing the pickup shots and like having them, because I have a set now of the same lenses we used on set, and they're just fucking incredible. And I don't care if it loses me points, it's fine. There really is. All the talk I've been talking about how they just make the image. They just make it like there's something about it, and it's not something you can replicate in terms of
the light passes through them, refracts, image made.
You get it. Yeah, it's just like I really appreciated having them, because also from a performance perspective, some of those lenses perform better than most modern lenses I've bought in terms of like their close focus and like their aperture and just like they're gorgeous. I can't deny. I was very happy to have them, and I know they were expensive, and the way I got them took a lot of extra time because I got them. I bought the actual lenses, I got them rehoused, and then took like a whole year to get that back. But having them just makes
Isn't it nice when things are made for quality more than profit?
I mean, no, the people that made them. They made them for profit. Trust me.
Fuck.
They made them for profit.
Capitalism has a point now.
Yes, capitalism has all the points. But yeah, using them it just made me really appreciate what they are and how they are. I had one of the lenses, really rare one actually. Oh, but this is a while back. They came in through the mail, and this guy, these are some of the rarest lenses, so they're like expensive. And he shipped it in a single layer of bubble wrap and some newspaper. Just the loosest wrapping you could have. When I got the box, I tipped it over and you could hear glass. The whole thing shifted because the lens was just rolling around in there. There was no padding. All the newspaper got flat. The single bubble wrap was done. I knew it was going to be bad. I took pictures as opening it. I opened it, and the whole front element was shattered, and all of the shards of glass had been scratching the inside non-broken elements.
Ugh.
It was ruined. I was really sad because this lens that will never be made again, that there are only less of in the world, lost one lens because this guy who should appreciate it and sell it shipped it internationally from Japan, and it just did not pack it for the trip. It wouldn't be sufficient if you were sending it a state over. It definitely wouldn't if you're sending it across an ocean. Like it was sad. I was very sad.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's okay. I got a refund, but it's what it is.
Yeah, but there's a finite number. That does suck.
Yeah, that's what made it really, really, really disappointing. Just like, there's another one gone, and then someday they will all be gone. That's it. That's the only lens talk I got.
What about you, Bob? What's new?
No new lenses. Same lenses.
Same prescription?
Yeah, same prescription. Still rocking it. I built cabinets, and now I think I can do woodworking. But the cabinets were from IKEA, and I didn't count as building. I just screwed them together.
No, that's pretty much woodworking. I think you qualify.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I did use clamps to attach the faces together, so they're kind of built-in lower cabinets now, and they're all lined up. They look real nice. They're off camera over there. Keep looking at them. Now I'm pretty sure I can do any kind of woodworking I want.
It's funny you mentioned that.
I'm gonna buy a bunch of tools.
Yes.
Get into some stuff.
I have a shelf near like our TV setup, and like one shelf has like some holes that like some cables run to like we have a projector set up, so the cables run there. And there's a shelf above it that I want to put like some of the electronics or a console or something on, but it has no way to get there right now. I need to put like some holes in there. So you could help me make my shelf good.
I don't even know if that technically counts as woodworking. You just literally need to drill a hole, maybe with a small hole saw.
That would be working the wood for me.
That's just using a drill. That's just drilling one thing, basically.
This is so weird because Amy just asked me about a whole drill bit, a circular drill bit, just 5 minutes ago.
They're called hole saws. It's a saw you put on your drill.
You need to get multiple cables through, so like some HDMIs, some like outlet, so on and so forth.
Well, the problem really isn't the cables, because the problem is the heads, because the heads are really, you need to have.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they gotta fit that.
But probably like 1.5 inches or a 2-inch hole saw. And you could even buy a grommet if you want to be fancy.
Is he one of the Muppets?
Which is just a little plastic sleeve you insert. Yeah, and a Muppet. He's a Muppet. He's a Muppet who holds your cables.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna give you a grommet point.
Anyway, I mean, I could do that for you, but I think you could handle it if you really wanted to.
Oh, I don't really do stuff.
Oh, come on, man.
You could do it, bud. It's drilling a hole.
No, but then there's dust to clean up and a tool to put away.
Well, you just do it outside. It blows away.
I don't know if that shelf comes out. It might be built in. Like it's trickier.
Oh, well, that's a little bit more of a pain in the ass, but you just need a vacuum. Just vacuum it up.
And all the electronics underneath have to be removed and then put back.
That doesn't sound like woodworking. I'm not doing that in any case. It's not my job. That's another department. You're going to get me in trouble.
So I got to get an electronic mover. I got to get a woodworker. I got to get a vacuumer. It's starting to add up in price.
You need some PAs. You need some grips.
Is it Ryobi days? You could get a whole bunch of stuff. Is it Ryobi days? Ryobi days?
I'm thinking about really going all in on Ryobi days. It's not currently Ryobi days, I don't think.
I think we passed it, didn't we?
There'll be another big sale, though. They always have like a holiday sale for Ryobi stuff.
Oh, man, I got to be on Black Fridays or Cyber Mondays software sales. There's so many pieces of software that are so unbelievably expensive that go for like 90% off on Black Friday.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Asset packs. Always asset packs. Sound effects libraries, all things like that. I slept on them last year, but now I'm like, I want all the asset packs, all the sound libraries. There's this one sound library that costs like $10,000 for the complete library.
Jesus.
I slept on it. It was like 80-90% off last year. And I didn't buy it. And then I was like, because when am I going to need all these 5.1 surround sound effects? And now I'm working on this and I'm like, fuck, I wish I had those 5.1 surround sound effects. That would be great. Ah, man.
Yeah, maybe if you were making some kind of movie, that might be important.
Yeah. It's like a lifetime license. And it's like, yeah. So over my entire life, I would have probably never use all the sounds in there. But oh, man, I got to get it this time.
Could just start putting extra sounds into videos and stuff just because you got them.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what we do in YouTube and here on editors. Hit them with all your sound effects.
Whoa!
Honk, honk.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Easy there. Now my fade out sound.
I don't think.
Now my fade in sound.
God, do you know what Evangelion is?
Yeah, that guy who's really old who tries to sell you Bibles on TV.
Close enough.
Yes, you got it. Okay, so, and you know what Ed, Ed, and Eddie is, right?
I'm picturing something weird already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. That's what I imagined your fucking fade out sound is. I fucking love Ed and Eddie sound effects. So many other cartoons that have tried to do the mini sound effect things never get it right. But Ed and Eddie, oh, God.
When I hear that horn, I always think of the Lost Boys whenever the vampire gets hit by a car.
I don't know that one.
Kiefer Sutherland. You don't know
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Mm-hmm.
He was Jack Bauer than 24. Okay.
You all right?
No. I don't remember what I lost my first point for, but I just took away another one for Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland.
All right, Ryobi days, woodworking. Got some good stuff here. Anything else going on before we jump into the topic? I got a juicy one today.
How juicy?
Potentially very.
What fruit?
Oh, the juiciest.
You don't know a fruit, do you?
Yeah, I do. Sparrowlime, Branana,
I prefer Limerigus.
green pineapple.
What?
You know,
No, say it again.
green pineapple.
Pineapple? You didn't say that last time.
That's not a kind of fruit at all. That's not even two kinds of fruit.
Tomato.
There you go.
Cool. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, we'll jump into our topic.
Really don't think I do. Mark had some really good smallpox. Smallpox?
Thank you.
He did have some really good.
You got some really good smallpox over there. I'm going to stay away. But
Kiefer Sutherland had.
Kiefer Sutherland had smallpox. I really enjoyed your small talk, Mark. It was sad. The lens one was sad, but also interesting and good.
That was a good bit ago, but yeah, it was just, that's the only one that's really broken. So thankfully, I've been pretty lucky. There's been some that have arrived in subpar condition.
It's pretty good luck for stuff that's fairly delicate.
Oh, the only other thing that broken was that art piece lens, the cutaway one.
Oh.
That guy was a prick about the refund.
Well, that sucks.
Oh, well, I always meant to fix it someday, but then, you know, I never got around to it, and I lost some of the pieces that...
It's hard to fix people that are pricks like that.
Oh, no, I'm not going to fix that guy. There's no fixing that.
I can fix her.
Okay, all right, go for it. Do it.
You won't.
We right? All right, so to jump into today's topic, what I will do is tell you that it is still terrifying spoopy season. And what we're going to do is we're going to have the scariest awards show known to mankind.
The Tonys?
Not that terrifying, but still pretty bad. But we're going to have the Halloween awards show today where we're going to go through, and I've got a list of awards and you guys are going to debate who is the most deserving of each award.
Yay!
All right.
Me, probably.
We got some golden ones on here, so let's see. Let's start with just based on like no knowledge of what they've actually done, but either, you know, looking at them or hearing about them. Which horror movie villain would you think, just based on like basic information, would be the most likely to succeed? Like that high school award, the most likely to succeed, you know, the person that you're just like, they're gonna succeed in life.
Does it matter if in their genre or movie or whatever they were in, if they succeeded there or not? Or
nope. This is not based on their accomplishments at all. It's just like going in, you see this killer, monster, villain, whatever, and you're like, they seem like they're most likely gonna win. Like, how do you stop that?
I'm a little out of my elephant. I don't know. I'm not that well versed in like horror characters, so I'm really...
That's okay. You can just go with ones you know. You don't have to like reach too far outside the box. Why do I not want to say the S's today, man? I don't know what happened to me. I don't want to S today.
Outside the box. It happens.
I got some options here. Okay, you say most likely to succeed. And the thing about that award is the person who gets it very rarely ever actually succeeds. So I want to nominate. It started as a radio play, and then it was a movie with like Tom Cruise in it.
Oh, what's that called? Aliens.
Aliens, tripod aliens.
The day before after tomorrow. War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds, yeah. So the aliens from War of the Worlds, they had all the opportunity in the world to succeed. All odds were that no one on Earth could stop them. You know, they had everything going for them. And yet, oh man, viruses.
Whoops.
Single cell organism. Oh, how did they overlook that? You know, everything would have happened. If there's ever Deus Ex Machina happening, it's right then and there. So they were most likely to succeed. Even over like the Independence Day aliens who could blow up cities. Because it's like they made their computer systems hackable by like 1990s computers. I think they deserve that. But War of the Worlds, you know, that's just unfair to them. They were so successful in what they were doing. And yet, man, I got the flu.
I do like the thought of Independence Day aliens not renewing their Norton subscription. That's why they lost. War of the Worlds aliens, though, you're right. I mean, they were just like dominating. They're like, oh, I forgot my flu medicine.
If only we invented life support.
And their machines also seem to get sick when they were piloting the tripod. It's just like, oh, woozy, and the whole thing is like, and it's like, it's just like, come on, that doesn't have an autopilot in there or something. I don't know why I'm rooting for them, but
Oh, that's fair.
most likely to succeed. That's what I would have put my money on. In
Good nomination. Bob, you have a nomination to add to the list?
I don't know a lot about this franchise, but I do know this character a little bit. I would say Hannibal Lecter. Seems like he's really got his shit together, just in general, in terms of succeeding in his nefarious ambitions, but also like as a person, like he wouldn't be like a good friend. He seems kind of uptight, kind of wound up kind of person. But like, I would not be surprised if he had a very successful like career, very successful life. Just seems, like he's got it all sort of figured out, and also just is a bit of a cannibal.
I mean, he was a good friend to Clarice, just nobody else.
I guess. He's smart. He's very like sophisticated. Yeah. Like he's very sort of charismatic character. Like he's got a lot going for him. He could be a pretty successful guy.
It's like a double because he was probably most likely to succeed in school too, because he was so smart and became like the super therapist that everyone respected, well renowned, successful financially, successful in killing. He had a lot going for him. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that he has a career. He's like a therapist or whatever, right? That's the thing about the character. I mean, it just seems like he was successful.
All right, between those two, let's just stick to those two since those are the first two nominees you guys came up with. War of the Worlds, Aliens, and Hannibal. Who most deserves the award for most likely to succeed going in? And your candidate doesn't necessarily, like, if your candidate wins, you win, because otherwise you guys are never going to agree.
The thing I would detract about mine is that it's not one. It's like, it's a whole race. And the problem with like a villain is you really should be able to put one face to it. So I would detract from mine about that, but also I'd be like, they were very likely to succeed.
Yeah, I do feel like the aliens fumbled harder. Like they had way more in terms of advantages, but then also, whoops, the common cold.
I mean, if you just have the setup of like one person serial killer versus entire advanced alien race dominating humanity, you would say that the alien race is more likely to succeed at the get-go if they get their setups.
They had enough prep time, but they didn't.
Needed to get those vaccines. I can't believe they didn't think they needed to worry about smallpox.
Always gets them.
I love our smallpox callbacks.
Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, wait, yeah,
we did.
Right.
Yeah, that was a thing. That's true. He's not just making that up.
I might personally lean War of the Worlds, Aliens unless I can be convinced, because, man, they fumbled hard.
I just feel like the tone of the whole award is very Hannibal. Like that he gives off the vibe of was definitely most likely to succeed in his high school senior yearbook.
You know what? That is fair.
That sort of is his character.
Mark, you have any input either way?
No, not really. The more I think about it, the less I'm like, clearly they were just like, this is what we do. We're taking this planet. So it's like, you can't fault them, right? Not trying to sell myself short, but.
Because they're basically us to every other species. And we're not villains.
Pretty much.
There's no way we're the bad guys.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll give it to Hannibal then. Hannibal is most likely to succeed.
Yeah, most other villains in my mind just, they do succeed, so.
Let's go with the best smile. And you can interpret this in multiple ways, as in like the most horrific smile, actually the best smile, or anything in between.
Pennywise got to be up there.
Ooh, Pennywise.
Pennywise got a great smile.
That's a good one.
I don't know the entire lore of the movie. I do feel like the smile from Smile, pretty good smile, if you know what I'm getting at.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. Let me look it up.
The basic gist of the movie is like the main character, Dr. What's-Her-Face, Cotter, sees a very crazy traumatic incident involving a patient and then starts experiencing like freaky experiences and is like pursued by a thing that's just trying to like horrify her. And it's the smile. The smile. It keeps like popping up on different people's faces. I think I have not seen the movie, but that's the gist that I'm getting. The actors, at least the clips I've seen, and I saw the trailer Smile 2 is supposed to come out this year. The clips where the people are doing the smile, and it's kind of like the 1,000-yard stare smile. It's like the weird. It's very creepy. It's very good. It's very effective.
I guess, yeah, for the category of best smile, you can't live without it. But Pennywise, great smile.
The fact that Bill Skarsgård can just do that is pretty impressive. And Tim Curry did a great one. I mean, yeah, there's some good smiles. Can I share I Googled smile. I'm just going to share one here that came up. Warning, scary, gore, terrifying, something. Warnings.
Warning, whatever. It's the most scarring thing we've ever seen in our lives.
It might be. It's unsettling to say the least.
All right.
It's very fleshy, muscly. It's gross. Look away for a moment if you don't want to see.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's so happy.
Oh, what am I looking at?
The smile entity.
From the movie?
No, I don't know what it's from. It's just called the smile entity. It just showed up in search results.
The Smile entity is the entity from Smile, I think.
2020 horror short film, Laura Hasn't Slept. It's 2022 film's adaptation Smile, and it's upcoming. So yeah, it is this one from Smile.
Yeah, Laura Hasn't Slept is in the Smile universe or whatever.
That's pretty awful.
I mean, that's a really well done whatever that is. I love the multiple rows of teeth coming down. Like, that's horrifying.
That's a really done whatever the hell, you know?
I'm not gonna lie, I was all in on Pennywise. Now I'm 50-50 because that added with the smiles that Bob was talking about, those are a pretty potent combo.
It reminds me of the grunt from Amnesia with
Yeah.
its like mouth like stretched down here, except
yeah.
more teeth going down. Yeah.
Count at least 5 rows of bottom teeth.
Oh man, if you look up more pictures of that thing, there's a still frame I've found of the whole creature standing over. Man.
Yeah. Gross.
That's something.
I can always appreciate practical effects in horror movies. That's no good.
I was settled. I'm not anymore.
So who's our winner between Pennywise and the smile entity or the smile villain Smile?
That just depends on what you mean by best smile. Because like that's one hell of a smile.
Yeah, I mean, nicest smile? Not that one. Most pleasant smile?
That's what's up for debate here.
The reason I still like Pennywise is because like it's straddles the line of like it's a clown. I don't like that though.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to just go like absolute most horrific to look at, for sure, that smile, while still qualifying as a smile, I think the smile entity still would be the most horrific, but still is technically smiling.
Have you seen Bill Skarsgård without makeup do the smile and like do the lip thing? And oh god, it's so good.
I don't know. It's up to you, Judge. I'm torn too.
I feel like I buy the Pennywise argument. I
feel like Pennywise is like the smile I think of. Like that was the first one I thought of when I read this was Pennywise. That's got to mean something. So I'm going to give this one to Pennywise.
Fair.
I'm upset that I made us see that, and I apologize.
Let's go with best dressed.
Ooh. We got Freddy Krueger with his fedora. That's always classy.
This is a weird image, but can I pick sort of a classical villain, but from a comedic... Anyway, look, Dr. Frankenstein played by Gene Wilder. I feel like he was quite the dapper man.
Iconic too.
Very, very. I feel like that's an iconic, like mad scientist look. The whole wardrobe that Gene Wilder sports in that movie is, but that's not strictly horror because it's funny. But
speaking of Gene Wilder, if you consider Willy Wonka the villain of Willy Wonka, which some people do, he was impeccably dressed.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Wonka is no slouch.
Yeah, but I can't say that would be my absolute definitive answer.
Okay.
I would say, I mean, again, Pennywise is up there, but I mean, if you like clowns, you could say that.
This is a very classic mad scientist-y look. I will give you that.
Oh, it is the classic mad scientist look.
Yeah.
All mad scientist looks were basically based off of that look.
I especially like, he has like the smoking jacket with the big like velvet jacket with the big lapels, but then he's got the black mock turtleneck with the lab coat. Like he's got all of the looks.
Oh, what about in Inglourious Bastards? The main Nazi guy played by who's his name? Incredibly menacing villain, always impeccably dressed.
Landa? Colonel Landa?
Yeah, Landa. Who plays him? Christoph Waltz? Is that his name? Yeah, Christoph Waltz plays Colonel Hans Landa.
He's got all of his buttons. He's got the garb perfectly pressed. Okay.
He mostly wears the SS uniform in general, but like the black trench coat and especially the pipe he smokes in the opening sequence.
Yeah.
Pretty strong look, pretty iconic.
I was thinking someone like Count Dracula, the classic, like cape, well-mannered, like, I don't know. That's what came to my mind first and foremost.
Trying to think of like more villains that actually wear clothing because most of them don't. Or it's like Jason who's got rags on, and I'm like, oh, you can't really do much with that.
I'm gonna toss mine on there too. I think we can go with those three. Dr. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Frankenstein from Young Frankenstein.
Frankenstein versus Colonel Hans Landa versus Dracula. Those are our three contenders for best dressed?
No, there's got to be one more. We're missing.
Oh, American Psycho, Jason Bateman's character.
He did love his clothing.
He was quite the fashionable man.
Actually, being conceited is like his whole character thing. So yeah.
Hannibal could be on the list too. Hannibal was always very put together.
I would say American Psycho guy.
Joker always had a classic look. I wouldn't say best dressed, but
It's just a suit.
like iconic look. Maybe best dressed if you're going more for iconic look rather than just like looking most dapper.
Oh, this is a tough one. I got to look up like a list of characters that actually.
What was that movie where there's like a girl robot who's supposed to like protect the little girl that she's assigned to, but then she turns into like a murderous little girl robot? What is that called?
Not Annabelle, is it?
Maybe. Yes. Megan. She's like very, I mean, I'm not a good assessor of women's fashion, but like she wears like a very nice looking like suede coat and she has like dresses and things. She looks like very nicely dressed the whole movie, which is part of why it's so creepy. But
I got a lot of people on this list now.
I looked up this list and it's basically everyone that we've already listed because there aren't that many.
sort of the whole villain thing is, you know, not necessarily dressed the best.
Megan, Patrick Bateman, Dracula, Hans Landa, and Dr. Frankenstein. We gotta pick one of them.
I'm partial to Gene Wilder, but I think I'm just a big fan of that movie. What?
I found one. It's not a horror movie, though. Does that matter?
We're kind of being a little loose with it.
Okay. Persian Emperor from 300.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Not horror, but...
It's not like horror, but it's like horror adjacent in all the like sort of like body horror, I don't know, like weird sexual stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, but the look...
Okay, I'm going to limit this down to a 3 here.
Dude, the voice that they get for Xerxes, too, with whatever they did to that actor's voice, because I'm pretty sure that's not just the natural voice, it is correct in a way that is very satisfying.
Yeah, I would love to know how they did that.
Xerxes as a character is awesome.
Here's our 3, final 3. Dr. Frankenstein, Dracula, and Xerxes. Which of those 3 wins best dressed? 2 of them are kind of classic, set the stage. One of them is more modern, but my God, is he like look the part.
Yeah, I feel like Xerxes is just a whole in his own class.
Yeah, he's also not very dressed, to be honest. He's mostly naked and...
That's true.
He is adorned.
Yeah, he's adorned. I think if you had to really pick who's actually a villain, well, Count Dracula, I guess, depends. But Dr. Frankenstein, definitely probably not a villain. Xerxes, not a horror movie villain. Count Dracula, or Dracula in general, being one of the most iconic. And if you think of fashion, I think that kind of does win.
He wears a cape. You know, we are underplaying how cool capes are.
Yeah, that is true.
He wears a cape because he's so pale.
Well, Xerxes also has a cape, but it's barely doing anything. You see those hints of it behind his rippling abs.
It's the suggestion of a cape. So you're saying you think Dracula, though?
I think it's probably got to be Dracula.
That's probably fair.
I lean that way too. I know it was my suggestion, but like, that's just the one that came to my mind. Like Pennywise came to mind, Dracula came to my mind.
People wouldn't be too upset.
Can I just throw this out? I think this is a bad one, but I can't get it out of my head. I like the way in general that Chucky is dressed.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Not in that it's like stylish or anything, but just that it's like...
It's iconic.
Effective and iconic. Because it's like, it's just little kids' clothes, basically, right? But it's creepy because of what it is and because it's so iconic. But I don't think that's really what we're looking for. The whole time my brain was like, say Chucky, say Chucky.
No, that's a good one. I would agree with Joker. Again, it's not, is it a great outfit? No, but like, it's iconic. This is movie villains, right? This isn't like who's best dressed at the prom. This is who's best dressed a movie villain. So
that's true. Dracula's good though.
I think Dracula just makes sense.
Plus, funny voice.
Wood bang.
Like we would bang?
Yeah.
We're good at hitting wood.
Most bangable villain or monster.
I know who Mark picks.
Who? Oh. I think the practicalness of that would make it difficult. So not technically most bangable, I guess.
Not with that attitude.
You know? Nah, not really.
Pre or post transformation?
Post, for sure. Hands down. Two hands down, way down. I don't even think that would be my answer. Alien Queen. Final answer from Aliens.
Xenomorph Queen. Okay.
Xenomorph. No, I don't think that either.
You said final answer. I don't know.
Shit.
You locked in the answer. That's
So
final
sorry,
answer.
Mark, but you did say lock it in.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, it's not horror, though. Can I just say, though, Angelina Jolie as Maleficent?
Sure.
That's true. Or Angelina Jolie as that Beowulf monster thing.
Or Angelina Jolie.
I don't think she's a horror. Anyway, just Maleficent in general, the vibe. I would say that's very in the same ballpark as Lady Dimitrescu. The vibe is just very like she would step on me or something, you know? Like it's intimidating.
So our 3 contenders are Xenomorph Queen, as proposed by Mark. Maleficent, played by Angelina Jolie specifically. And I threw Lady D on there for Mark.
There is Beowulf, Angelina Jolie, but that's a whole different thing because I think like some demon monster, but the whole point of that character is to tempt the people that try to kill her. But also she could probably kill them. But I don't know. I already locked in my answer.
You did. You said final answer, locked it. Like you really tied all of our hands. I'll toss another one I thought of in there. Was it Syl, Natasha Henstridge in Species? She was like, her whole thing was going and like tempting men and then.
Oh, some like Robo lady?
Remember being Robo.
All right. So yeah, this is an alternate universe version of the Xenomorph alien because this seems H.R. Geiger and
Well, that's after she like transformed. She walks around and just looks like.
Oh, there's nipples. Oh, what the fuck is this?
Bob, who do you think between Angelina Jolie as either Maleficent or Beowulf, Lady Dimitrescu, or the Xenomorph Queen?
What a list.
I know.
The Beowulf character seems too obvious almost, I guess. It's a little on the nose.
It's just Angelina Jolie mostly naked.
I kind of get where you're coming from with the Xenomorph Queen.
Thank you. I
kind of see what you're saying, I think. I'm not going to count that out.
You know what? For our audience, I'll just say it's Lady D. We'll move on.
See, I wouldn't agree with that. I think I get what Bob's saying. But isn't the Maleficent movie, I haven't seen it, but doesn't it kind of like make her not the villain?
I haven't seen it either.
I don't know. I just assumed it would be some kind of like, here's my tragic backstory.
Oh, wait. Well, this doesn't really count. Can I throw in an honorable mention?
Sure.
Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters, because she gets possessed by Zool. She's the gatekeeper.
Sure, in that moment, yeah, that's a good one.
But she's not like a villain.
She's not really the villain. Yeah.
But she's like the embodiment of the villain, and like Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, let's move on to the next award. Most derisive villain.
Gingerdead Man. I got it in first. Final answer. Locked in.
He's right.
Yes.
I don't even have another answer. He's right. I submit Gingerdead Man from Gingerdead Man versus Evil Bong specifically.
Oh, okay.
Very derisive in that movie.
I think he actually got less derisive because he had someone to sympathize with.
In that case, I'll give it to Gingerdead Man.
I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
Unless...
What?
What's the insult comic dog's name?
What is it?
What's his name? Triumph. Unless Triumph, the insult comic dog, is a villain in some context that I'm unaware of, then maybe I'm in with a chance here. Huh?
Not really villain, though.
Good argument, but I think just Gingerdead Man unfortunately ran away with this award.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right.
Let's go with, this is a play on Mr. Irrelevant, which is like the last draft pick in the NFL draft. We're going to have Mr./Miss Irrelevant, which is an award that goes to the worst villain.
Oh.
Just the absolute worst. Tragically bad, sad, probably doesn't stand a chance. Just like, you know what? This is to you for being in last place.
The Bye-Bye Man. I don't know. I've never seen the movie, but I'm just going to go with that on gut instinct alone.
What is this now?
I've never seen it, but there's a movie called The Bye-Bye Man. It's all part of the same genre of movies where it's like, oh, don't look at the thing. Oh, don't think about the thing. Oh, the thing's coming to get you. You can't stop that thing. It's one of those things.
Is the Bye-Bye Man just Jared Leto's Joker?
Yes, let's go with yes. Speaking of Jared Leto's Joker.
Oh, wait, I've got mine for this. So this is tough because in the right context, this is absolutely not an irrelevant one. But in general, can I just say zombies? There's
Yeah.
it like what's that Brad Pitt movie like World War Z zombies where they're like fast and they climb the huge thing, but like by and large zombies kind of are more like Shaun of the Dead zombies where you can literally just walk quickly past them, and it's like they do pose a threat, but more so if you're stupid than because they pose a serious threat to you. Is it a problem?
Yeah.
No, that's fair. Using only biting and grabbing attacks. If you get high enough AC, they can't touch you.
That's what I was thinking.
So let's go Bye-Bye Man versus zombies.
I think, yeah, if you think of zombies as a whole, I guess, yeah, zombies makes a lot of sense.
I feel like zombies is one of the only villains where you'd be like, yeah, they're a villain, but also there's a lot of zombie stuff where there also needs to be another villain or else there's no story happening. They're not enough of a villain on their own. They're just like a side issue in the thing, in the story.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I think we agree then. Zombies are the irrelevant villains. Let's go with Lady Killer, the best lady female monster or killer or villain.
Xenomorph Queen, lock it in.
Ah, shit! God damn it! God damn it!
Some I think of, Exorcist Girl, Linda Blair's Exorcist.
The Ring Girl would also qualify.
Samara?
Samara, yeah.
Carrie.
Oh, yeah. Is Godzilla canonically female?
I don't know.
Godzilla is described explicitly as male according to Wikipedia.
I will say, destroys entire cities just because we woke him up. Pretty manly behavior.
Wasn't there like an egg plot point in one of the movies? Or was that just like the American one that no one really likes?
I'm not sure. These are good questions I don't have the answers to. What's the one where the girl's like dating the guy and her family's trying to like...
Oh, Get Out?
Get Out. Yeah, the lady from that.
The villain in that family is like the whole family, or in that movie is like the whole family though, isn't it?
Yeah, she's pretty bad.
Yeah, but it's like her mom does the hypnotizing and her dad, and it's like all of them.
Yeah, they're all bad. That's fair. Natasha Henstridge in Species, again, I would argue she's pretty terrifying.
And man, I think it's got to be the Xenomorph Queen. God damn it, I should have fucking...
Got him.
If you guys agree, how do I argue? The You Were Right Award for killing the victim who most deserved to die. God, we hated that person, and we were so glad to see the villain kill them.
Huh. So it's a villain killing someone else.
Yeah, it's like someone that's like so stupid or so evil or just so blah that whenever they got killed by the overall monster or killer or whatever, we were just like, honestly, fair.
See, this requires a little bit more knowledge.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of specific times when a villain killed someone who was also a secondary villain in the story.
I mean, in the movie Carrie, the Boldies at the end get killed.
Fair.
They deserved it. I don't know if this counts as a horror movie. I think it was scary as a kid, but it's like a movie I love now and don't really think of it as scary. But fucking Dennis Nedry in Jurassic Park, man. He fucked up everything. He ruined that park, so I never got to go see it.
That's a good point, yeah. He ruined a lot of things, yeah.
I don't know if this is probably in one of the many movies. What about Jason Voorhees originally killing his mom? He kills his mom because her neglect led to him drowning and becoming what he is, right? Comes back and kills her. That's the general.
I mean, the counselors killed him, but like, I think she forced him to be there or something. Yeah, there was a whole thing. And then she's like, the voice in his head is always like, Jason, get up, kill them.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason's mom, I think she's a villain who deserved it. I don't remember her death. Does she die at the end of the first one?
Yes, I believe so.
I don't know where that is in the things because I don't watch those movies, but that's his lore. Also, I guess if he counts, isn't one of the Riddler iterations the Jim Carrey one? Doesn't he kill a bunch of like douchebag elites?
Oh man, I've not seen that movie since I was a kid. I don't remember.
Meh.
You know what? You brought up Hannibal earlier, his therapist. The doctor, then at the end of the movie, is like, I'm having an old friend for dinner, and it shows him like on the run. Chilton? Dr. Chilton?
That's not going to ring any bells for me.
No, I got nothing.
You guys not seen the movie Silence of the Lambs?
No.
I'm going to put him on here. I think he deserved it.
Apparently the Riddler I'm thinking of was much older. Paul Dano's Riddler in the Matt Reeves, The Batman. And he killed a bunch of corrupt Gotham like politicians and people who were running the city and stuff. Nah, I don't want to commit to that one.
I think that's all we're going to get for this one. It's just such a specific category.
Okay, I'm going to go with the ones I've got written down here. Jason's mom, which I don't know exactly how she dies, but I wrote it down. The Dilophosaurus who killed Dennis Nedry in Jurassic Park. And Dr. Chilton, after being a real dick to Clarice and Hannibal all throughout, finally gets his comeuppance at the end of the film off screen, but we know it's coming.
I think the Jurassic Park one makes a lot of sense.
I like that one.
That guy was villainous, an asshole. No one liked him. And the dinosaurs were, the human element being what it is, but the dinosaurs were definitely like the bads in the movie. Not that they were bad, but just like they were out to get people.
They were the problems.
They were just trying to live, and Dennis cut them loose, and they did what they do. It was all Dennis's fault.
Yeah, it's really his fault.
All right. Villain with the best one-liner.
Oh, man. Dr. Freeze, final answer locked in.
Oh, I have another Arnold character, but I was going to have a whole discussion about it.
Is he a horror movie villain?
Which one-liner? You have to pick one, because he has like everything he says is a one-liner.
Man, this is going to call me out because I don't remember most of them.
Oh, well, there's one specifically.
Ice to meet you.
Yeah, Ice to meet you is the one. But
chill out,
I got to throw out a bonus one here. I play Party Animals on YouTube. I've been recording a series of it. And in Party Animals, there's this little ice gun you can pick up and like you shoot it and it freezes people and they can like slide off and die. And every time I get that gun, every time I pull the trigger, it's going to be a cold winter. It's going to be a cold winter. And I just spam the ice.
Yeah. All right. Well, so another Arnold character. It's fair to say in the first Terminator movie, the Terminator is the villain. Kind of.
Absolutely.
No, and I would argue that I'll Be Back is possibly one of the most iconic movie lines of all time. But it's up there with the Mr. Freeze. What's doctor? Is he a doctor?
Dr. Freeze.
Yeah, Dr. Freeze.
Nice to meet you.
I gotta say, Mark, I love Dr. Freeze, but the Terminator is like one of Arnold's most iconic roles. Everyone loves it. That Batman movie did not go over too well.
What? No, that was a great movie. What do you mean?
It was fun, but man, is that not like the Batman movie people think of? They're like best You think of like best Arnold roles. Terminator and like Predator are definitely up there along with some of his other action movies. I don't know that Dr. Freeze comes up.
Was that the one where he had nipples on the batsuit?
It might have been.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It's also the one with Bane, who was like a scrawny guy who got pumped up. Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy.
No, that's an iconic one.
It sure is, isn't it?
Like I said, the Lady Freeze when I pulled her plug. This is a one-woman show.
I don't remember that. I don't think I've ever actually watched the movie. I'm going to be honest.
I think I got to give it to Terminator, man.
Okay, Terminator, yeah. It's hands down, no question.
Also talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, it comes from a story that Bill Hader tells, but in the movie Collateral Damage, there's a scene where Schwarzenegger has an important line. There's a room with like a locked door, and he just like out of nowhere while they're trying to get in, it's just like, there's a bomb in there. And it's just the fucking funniest one line ever. It lives in my head forever. But Bill Hader tells a story because apparently Bill Hader was like a PA on the set for that or something.
We got time for one or two more. This should be a quick one. The most moist villain, the wettest villain.
Hey, Xenomorph Queen.
Son of a bitch. I can beat that.
Come on. Yeah, what's wetter than that?
He's technically a villain, even though he's not in the evil League of Evil. Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, Dr. Horrible's roommate and good friend, played by the actor who plays Howard Wolowitz on Big Bang Theory, is a villain by the name of Moist, whose villainous powers primarily involve making things moist. Oh, apparently he has a whole backstory. Moist was a regular boy. He actually had kind of dry skin, and it was an issue. At 6 years old, his father came home with a plutonium-powered humidifier in an attempt to make his skin not so dry and cracked. The plutonium-powered humidifier worked a bit too well to the point where it altered his DNA, and he is now forever in a constant state of moistness. It's pretty moist.
That does sound fairly moist. I'm going to give it that.
All right, very liquidy. I'm going to throw in the shark from Jaws. Pretty much always wet.
That's a good one. I feel like sharks have probably pretty like waterproof skin because they don't want the water.
It's not wet as skin. It's just most moist.
I would say with the Xenomorph Queen, you have the benefit of she exudes moisture.
They are slimy and they've got the acidy blood. They're very drippy, wet.
There's a lot of goops. All right, the thing. There's a lot of moisture going on there.
Kinda. It's mostly the moisture spilling out of the thing, you know?
Pretty drippy. There's a lot of drips.
It looks juicy. All the parts smashed all together. There's a lot of shiny goopiness going on.
But juicier than the Xenomorph Queen?
Ah, well, arguably.
Oh, not that good of an argument. I think what we're discovering is the Xenomorph Queen sweeps all categories.
I think I got to give it to Xenomorph Queen.
I'm not even mad. That's pretty fair.
Maybe one more here. Actually, I've got two more I think I'm going to do, then we'll wrap it up. Most iconic weapon?
I'm going to count this as a weapon in the arsenal. Can it be Predator's heat vision and just the aesthetic of those shots? Because I feel like the heat vision shots from all of the movies are just like, you know what that is.
Yeah, the heat vision is pretty iconic.
That's a great answer. Fuck. Yeah, because like Jason's machete is whatever. Freddy Krueger's fingers or whatever.
Those are iconic weapons.
I find it boring. It's a big knife. I think that wins. I can't think of it.
Wait. I'm
going to throw in Xenomorph Queen's babies, the face huggers.
I have a competing answer. Gingerdead Man's 9mm handgun. What kind of villain doesn't have a handgun, you know? It is a weapon. Two-Face's coin. It's kind of icon. Nah, that's not
maybe.
I feel like Two-Face and Dr. Freeze are less horror-esque.
I mean, it's pretty gruesome. Two-Face is pretty gruesome, but it's not really.
A lot of them, like you said, are kind of like the machete that Michael and Jason use, the knife that Ghostface uses.
Maybe Independence Day Aliens City Blaster cannon.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like we're just going to give it to Predator Heat Vision.
Yeah, fuck. They eat so much hair these days. God.
What about the guns that make heads explode that the Martians have in Martians?
Don't know if they're quite as iconic.
That's a pretty niche movie, but
Mars Attacks is kind of niche.
Oh yeah, Mars Attacks. I called it Martians. Mars Attacks. That movie legitimately scared me so much I couldn't watch it. When it came out when I was a kid, I hated it. It was too scary.
I don't know if you guys will think this is too similar to the other ones, but like The Shining, the axe through the door. The axe is still like the machete and the knife, right? But that is very iconic.
Still good, but...
All right, we'll give it to Predator. Last one, with no particular reasoning behind it. Who is the MVK, the most valuable killer? Now, of these awards, I got to say, Xenomorph Queen has been up there in a lot of these categories.
She doesn't do the killing, though.
Yeah, she's really more of a background.
That's fair.
Like, what villain would the villains want on their team?
Is it a numbers game? Because, like, Pinhead has a pretty high kill count overall, right? Like a couple hundred at least, right? I think
Pinhead's problem is even villains would probably be scared of Pinhead. Be like, I don't know if I want that guy on my team.
That makes him even more horrifying, right?
But this is the most valuable killer to others, right?
In general, we kind of put the two other killers.
Yeah, if we're going with best, then, that's a different story.
Most valuable, for whatever that means. So Pinhead could be a contender, at least. We can put Pinhead on the list. Gingerdead Man is very derisive.
Very derisive, which is a tough way to die.
I mean, Freddy literally kills you in your sleep. That's hard to get around. Like, that's a pretty cool power. Xenomorphs in general can survive basically anything other than enough bullets.
Doc Ock could be really good for people on their team because he's smart.
Is he a horror movie? I mean, I guess he's...
Okay, come on, man. I'm trying.
Right,
we're all struggling here, and I'm suggesting... Fuck you, man.
Dr. Octopus, okay. Octavius.
What about Tremors?
Oh, like the worm that's evolved?
They're not like a flashy, like, leading the charge. But, like, if you have the Tremors on your team... You just control all of the ground. Like, that's tough. And they're very scary and intimidating because they're underground worm thing, whatever the hell they're called.
I think I actually would put it for Jason Voorhees because he may not get the most kills, but you can count he's going to get that kill. Like, he's gonna go wherever it takes. He went to space. He got frozen. He can die. He'll come right back, and he's gonna be consistent. His performance can be predictable. If you just tell him that they're a camp counselor or they're having sex in that cabin, I'm gonna stop. He's gonna take care of it. Problem will be solved. Just takes time. So I'd say, like, that's who. If I was a villain, I'd be like, that's who I want on my team, because I just point. They do. I don't have to mind him. He just does his thing.
So you think between Freddy, Jason, and Michael Myers, Jason would win?
For sure. It's not even necessarily that he would win. He is the most consistent. High performing, high kill ratio, and also impossible to stop.
He's got that iconic thing going for him too.
It's the relentlessness thing that really amps it up for him too, right? Like he's not fast, but he's the snail that chases you anywhere on the globe. Like, you can't actually get rid of him. And so you even if you are also a powerful villain or whatever's happening, like, you feel like you can't beat him at some point because he's just indomitable.
Yeah.
All right, let me go through our awards. Well done, everyone. Thank you all for participating. There's a few awards that we didn't get to, but that's okay. We have awards for Most Moist, Xenomorph Queen over Dr. Horrible's roommate Moist and the Jaws Shark. We have Most Derisive going to the Gingerdead Man. Most Likely to Succeed, Hannibal over War of the Worlds. Best Dressed, we have Dracula over Dr. Frankenstein and Xerxes. Wood Bang, I gave it to Lady D over the Xenomorph Queen and Angelina Jolie and everything. Mr. Miss Irrelevant goes to the Zombies over the Bye Bye Man. The You Were Right, victim who deserved to die the most and got it. Dilo, who killed Dennis Nedry, winning over Jason's mom dying and Dr. Chilton dying. Most Valuable Killer went to Jason Voorhees. Best Lady Killer, Xenomorph Queen. Best One-Liner, Terminator I'll Be Back. Most Iconic Weapon, Predator Heat Vision. Best Smile went to Pennywise. I'm gonna go through the points for you two. Bob, you got points for Real Answer, Woodworking, You Won't, Grommet, I think this says Hannibal, Angelina Jolie, Xeno Queen, Zombies, Predator Heat Vision, Terminator. Mark, you got points for Movie But Lenses, The Lost Lens, Ryobi Days, No License for something you didn't have a license for. I don't know what
the software licenses.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the word is I wrote. Bob Loves This Talk, Gingerdead, Pennywise, Xenomorph Queen, Jason. I have Wade -1 point for something, Wade -1 point for Kiefer Sutherland, Capitalism, the real winner. But tabulating the points, Bob, you finished with 10. Mark, you finished with 11 points.
Xenomorph Queen!
And how many did he lose?
Oh, I didn't take away any points for lenses because of the movie connection. Am I required by our bylaws to remove points for lenses?
That was never a bylaw.
It was really more of a constitutional amendment.
I don't even think it was an amendment.
Who brought up lenses? Was it Mark or Bob? Which one of you brought up lenses originally?
I think Mark. I don't remember.
No, I think it was Bob. I think the record will show that it was Bob. I think
it's recorded on video that Mark did that.
Bob, did you ask specifically about lenses?
I encouraged you to talk about lenses, but I think you brought it up first.
You did, but we always do that. I can't really deduct points from you for that.
I have a proposition. If you were going to take away 1 point for Mark talking about lenses, I say don't do that. But if you're going to take away 2 points for Mark talking about lenses,
now that wouldn't be fair at all. That wouldn't be fair. It's either one or nothing. I think that's what we gotta say.
I don't disagree with that. I just don't want him to take 1 point away from you, so we have to spin the goddamn wheel.
If that is what it is, then that's what fair is. But having 2 points, that would just be flagrant, and it would be.
Mark's right. It should be 1 or 3.
Yeah, it's either we take this wheel and fairness, or we don't deduct points at all and fairness.
I think Wade's getting a wheel ready.
Oh wait, no, hold on.
I do not have the wheel ready at the moment. I was counting. I thought maybe the tiebreaker would be whoever submitted the most movie monsters that actually won could be the tiebreaker if it was tied. But if you guys would rather have wheel.
Oh no, feel free to inject your own version of not the wheel.
Mark, how do you feel? Wheel or whoever had the most wins in the different categories?
Well, I feel like we're not tied at all because lens talk should not be a deduction.
Oh, I see. Bob, what do you
I'm just waiting to hear the resolution.
We've had a little bit of a break from lenses. I'll give Mark a lens break today. You know, the lens rule came into place because we were hearing about them every single day, but to permanently penalize them feels a little bit harsh. He's lost a lot of points for it over the course of the last few months.
I have. Year. It's been a year.
I think I will give him a break today.
It's been a year.
We had a lot of good stuff.
It's been like 5 years, hasn't it? Feels like you've been talking about lenses since I was 8 years old.
Yeah, you are 13 now.
Yeah.
With the family.
I'm grown.
Yeah, Mark, you win. You know what? You win.
What's what I thought?
It was a tough, well-fought battle. We gave out some good awards. You two fighting to give the Xenomorph Queen a lot of different awards. I enjoyed that. Gingerdead Man I thought would come up more, didn't, but you know, that's fair.
He won his category, and that's where he belongs.
You did. Bob, do you have a loser's speech?
In my head, I won, because in my head, I follow the rules, and we have rules, and they mean nothing, but we do have them, so in my head, I follow them. Congratulations to me, the true winner of today's episode. Thank you. Wade clap, that means he endorses me as the winner.
I'll just say that's true. Mark, do you have a winner's speech?
I humbly accept this, as humbly as I can, which is not very humbly, because of how great I am. I love myself, and I love my ham. Go team, beat the Rams.
Hey, you do know stuff about sports.
To all non-Rams fans, there you have it. If you haven't already, make sure you go follow Mark at Markiplier, Bob at Mysker, me at Minion77 or Lord Minion777. Mark will be hosting the next episode. Appreciate you. Hope you all have a good, fun Halloween, though I think we'll have more episodes before then. I don't know what day it is. It could be the end of October right now or the beginning. I have no idea the concept of time. We have merch, distractiblestore.com, and I guess we'll see you in the next one. Until then, podcast out.